Yo, what's up guys, this is Happy No with another Guild Wars 2 PvP video, and this time I'm gonna be showing you some pre-recorded video, the Fresh Air Elementalist and unranked arena game because the ranked season just ended and I just decided to try and create a new build, but I just came up with this one. I don't know if it's like a new build, it is basically like the normal Fresh Air with some minor changes to the build, I would have said. What I wanted to do is trying to test out the lightning hammer, or how is the name of it, the conjured weapon, and yeah, it is lightning hammer, wow. But I decided to go again with Arcane Blast because with this utility skill I can do a little bit more. Then when you play this build you are really squishy and it should be not so viable, but you can just do some tricky gameplay and play around enemy players, which you might see here in this video as well. I'm going to pause the video to explain certain things, so be prepared for that as well. And as you can see it here, I'm starting with Earth. I'm using Earth 2, it gives you some damage reduction or toughness, extra toughness, and you can use this to fire more projectiles onto enemy players to damage. And you can see it here, I try to hide myself a little bit because I will be the squishiest target and the easiest to kill probably. That's why I hide here and just check out the enemy players on which one my allies will target here. Once I have a guy here, I go for projectile absorb with air 4 and then just normal damage. But as you can see here, my team wasn't able to really get the damage output going on what's needed. And so we just, we're not able to get a fast kill here onto this guy. I had to use my healing skill and my arcane shield. And then I just got popped up by the enemy Reaper almost, which you can see here. I just had to block a little bit. It was really dangerous. I was blinding him, and from this situation on I just had to run away, hide a little bit and check on the enemy Reaper what he's about to do here. Going for some extra blinds, trying to see him, and just you can see it here, you have to play around quite a lot. You have to use your blinds, your CCs, and just work around the enemy players. And you can see it here, I just try to perma keep some blinds up onto him, and you can also blind the enemy player from behind. And yeah, you just have to play it really tricky to be successful with this build. Going with some projectiles, use my healing skill to get some HP recovery back, trying to go with another CC here, blocking again, blinding. And it is pretty annoying for him to really catch me here in this position. And you can see this here, I have also the mobility to just outplay him, and that's really bad. If I remember correctly, the enemy thief will come here and revive him. I wasn't even expecting it that much, I was even about to leave. But yeah, the thief will be able to get the revive here, and I'm just gonna die. No, I'm not gonna die, but they will catch me afterwards. I wasn't expecting the thief really to do that. So my goal again here, trying to blind the thief, deal some damage, and just trying to kite around. I was not able to get a, what's the name of it, air 5 to interrupt the thief from his Heartseeker, but never mind. I would have died here sooner or later anyway, and that was probably also fine. You can see it here on unranked arena game, the teams are really weird mixed, and you can see it here, my thief just letting the enemy bleed out, and 3 of my allies are on close, or 2, and the other guy just died, the NG. I don't know if my thief even gets the revive, I wasn't even watching that so much. I just thought they should leave mid because one guy can hold mid, they don't need 2 people to hold mid against the Reaper, but they were not doing it. My scrapper just decapping the node. I go for interrupt, he immediately stun breaks out of this, and he already used also his flesh worm, so I thought I could just chase him and yeah, we could get a fast kill onto this guy. But yeah, it was not so fast as I was expecting it. Stunning him after the dodge, and then again just going for some blinds, so even if he uses a mark or something he will just get interrupted by that. Fire 3 is the most damage dealing ability that you have as a Fresh Air. My NG is dead and the thief as well here, and I decided to go for a stop and just showing you a little bit what you can do. You can blind with multiple skills, multiple utility skills that you have enemy players while you stomp them, and that's pretty cool when you play this build. And then when walking, try always to get to your air, because on air you will get super speed, and super speed just allows you to go faster. And since you will get up air attunement every time you crit on an enemy player, you will have it quite often. What I saw on this build is that you miss Fury, and that would be really great to have more Fury. And you can see it here again. You have to watch, by the way, because if you are not in range, then it does not matter. You will not blind the enemy player, and if you want to have the blinds, you just have to watch it. Earth 3 will also get a blind, and you can see it here. Most of the time I'm just blinding the enemy player, so he's not able to do anything really useful. And here I also blocked his focus 5, a huge heavy damage dealing ability. And now with Earth Shield 4, I'm able to reflect his damage, and therefore he almost killed himself here in this situation. Going for some CC, going for some extra damage, and then you can see here the stomp with air 3. You can use that even while stomping, and blinding his fear, easy kill as that. And now my team has the upper hand. We have not a triple cap, double cap, and I can just go on here. I tried to catch the thief, but the thief will be really hard to catch. But I was still able to get some bursts, but even with the maxed out damage that I almost have, I'm not able to really do the damage that I want to finish off enemy players that easily. They had a Tempest, as I'm seeing here, yeah. The Tempest, of course, is trying to heal and doing something. The Thief was able to get the kill here onto this guy. I don't know what this Scrapper was playing with Flamethrower, but that he dies to one Thief, that was really fun. I can stun break out of this and then just deal some damage, and then yeah, what happens? Nothing. I can just move on. And you can see this here, if you noticed it, I just keep on moving. I never stay on one position, because that's really deadly when you play such a squishy build. A nice CC here, going for some damage, running away a little bit, use my healing skill, watch out for the enemy player, getting some blinds up, and you can see it here, damage, damage, damage. Another blind is applied, one more blind, and that's pretty annoying. And here the super speed comes in pretty hard. When you get the super speed, you can just chase the enemy player, and yeah, he's not able to retreat from you, from the damage. I don't know if I was able to kill this guy, right? Yeah, I was able to kill this guy. And here I show you again a blind with my signet, and this guy was not able to blind, so I was able to just damage him, run away, and that's like the best about it. He even uses his mist form, which is pretty nice for me. I use air projectile 4 to block the damage from the enemies, I want to say soul beast ranger, and just keep on moving, using my utilities, because all my skills, because they will just give me HP regeneration. For each skill that I use, I will get 100 something healing, and yeah, I can't do anything else here. Just moving around, trying to catch those people, deal some damage, and be really annoying. I wanted to hunt this ranger, but it was actually still really stupid, because he has perma protection build, and that just will help me nothing. And then I'm gonna get caught here a little bit in a bad situation. I'm gonna use my stun break and then obsidian flash to just block all the damage, trying to blind the enemy players a little bit. Going back with a CC. This is because I had the enemy necro on a target list, and here I will be in a 1v3 situation, right? No, yeah, I will be a little bit in a 1v3 situation, blocking again projectiles, or better said reflecting, with my skill there. And then here just move on, dodge a little bit around, walk, make use of super speed, and that's how you probably kite not so great players, but still more than enough to to be able to survive here in this situation. 1v2, 1v3, and that's pretty nice. And here you can see it here, just using my skills to get my HP up, and just kiting around as well, because it is really dangerous. I dodged here, that looked like a random dodge, but I dodged because I knew the ranger is following me, and the first thing what a ranger will do is always go with longbow 4 to just interrupt me. And I don't know what I did here. I don't want to 1v1 this guy, but I just try hard a little bit because it was cool enough that I was holding 3 people there off point. I think I was about to go for the decap, if I remember correctly, right? I don't know if I was able to get... No, I'm getting outnumbered. Ooh, I got heavy damage. Heavy damage. Wow. This is my second death. I will have no more deaths, but still, you can see this here from a 1v3 situation, holding the range afar, and then the Tempest joins me as well there, allowing my team to get really some momentum, and they are, yeah, outnumbering the enemy players quite a bit. Scrapper going for the bell, which is nice, and the rest of my team is trying to get in mid, which is also pretty nice, and here I'm just getting my huge comeback again. I try again, first from the distance, checking out the lowest target, and then just trying to deal some damage, interrupting, but this guy was playing Berserker with some healing, I guess, healing Berserker or something, and that was really weird, and my goal is here just to attack, deal damage to one guy, and perma blind him almost so he misses all his attacks. And you can see this here, I'm also almost like the only one guy who's attacking this guy. And that was really bad here in this situation. Going for the fake stomp, because I knew he will just port away, so the ranger will be not able to get the revive. And that was just basically it. You can see this here, basically you saw it on the against the Reaper. The best thing which you can do is just move around. If you kite around, especially against close combat players, with the super speed you can do so much work. That's insane. I even got topset damage. I thought I got something else. Okay, topset damage, which is 305k damage, 6 kills, 2 deaths. The 2 deaths, yeah, they were really bad. The second death that I had was really bad because I could have just kited around instead of trying to hard kill this guy. What I was also thinking is using Berserker Amulet instead of the Marauder Amulet, because basically with Berserker I would crit much harder, and Fire 3 will apply huge damage if it crits. Then I'm using Rune of Scholar, but I think I should go with Eagle to have more crit chance and to crit more often. But if I crit with a Rune of Scholar, I'm gonna deal the most damage. And if I have also at the beginning of the fight the 5% damage bonus, it is huge. Then Sigil of Intelligence and Energy, which I should have swapped. I would have gone with Sigil of Battle or something to stack some more mites. That would have been nice for me. Or even with the Absorption one, because I have Air 5 and Air 5. Water 5 to interrupt enemy players, and that would have been really nice to steal some boons, but never mind. On Earth, Arcane and Air is the build. On Earth, Elemental Shielding, auras you grant to allies also grant protection. Basically you will have only Magnetic Wave, I don't know if it counts as an aura, and Fire 5, Focus 5, which will give you a Fire aura, and that's just basically it. But the other trait lines just make not so much sense in my opinion. Then Earthen Blessing, decrease the duration of movement impairing conditions applied to you, restore endurance when you receive one of these conditions. This means every time, it has no internal cooldown, every time I get immobilized, cripple or chill, I will get 5 endurance back, and the duration is decreased by 33% on those conditions. And that's pretty huge. Every time an enemy chills me or cripples me, I'm gonna get 5 endurance, and that means just more dodges, and that's pretty perfect. The last one is, I don't know which one, come on, show it. Written in Stone, signets gain reduced recharge and continue to grant their passive bonuses while recharging. That's why you can use your healing signet as many times as you want if you need more HP, and you will still get passive healing when you use your skills. Same goes with the signet of Air. It gives you passive movement speed, and when you use it you will blind an enemy player. It will also deal some damage, but that's not the main use here. It is a nice short stun break, and the blind just makes it even better. And you can use those two as many times as you want. You will get the passives still up. Renewing stamina, every 10 seconds you will gain 5 seconds of vigor when you crit an enemy, and you will crit quite often because your air auto attack will hit the enemy like 10 times, or I don't know how many times, and therefore almost crit every time. Then Elemental Lockdown, 1 second cooldown. When you disable a foe, gain a boon based upon your current attunement. This is where the main fury comes from. When you interrupt an enemy with Air 5, you will get this. but I was also thinking to use another utility skill to get more CCs, but never mind, that's something else. You will get your protection, regen and might, but basically you have only on air and water the interrupts, which means only fury and regeneration will be popped up. Probably I would have gone with Geyser to get faster revives, but that's not my point because I'm really squishy even when I revive, and that's like the main thing again to use. Lesser Arcane Shield will be also an option, but the 300 seconds cooldown is just, yeah, I don't know, freaking too long to be really viable. It's like 5 minutes or something, and that's just too much to be viable. And yeah, you are just a damage dealer, that's why you should use this. Elemental Surge, arcane skills gain reduced recharge, grant increased ferocity, and inflict a condition based on your attunement. And this is like the main trait line where it comes in pretty good. You get more crit damage, increase your ferocity, as you can see it here. You have reduced recharge on 2 of your utility skills, which is Arcane Shield and Arcane Blast. And when you use those skills, depending on the attunement that you have up, you will blind, burn, chill, or immobilize an enemy player. And the best thing here is to use on water or on air. Also earth with the 1 second immobilize, but that if that would have been like 2 seconds, that would have been perfect. But as you saw in this video, I used it most likely on air because you get extra blindness. Every time I use my Arcane Blast, I will blind the enemy player. Air 3 will blind, my Signet will blind, and just, yeah, perma blind. Earth 3 will blind. That's pretty annoying, especially if the enemy has perma blind, he will not deal any damage to you, and you can survive more longer. You can see it here, Arcane Shield, when you pop it up, you deal damage, you block 3 attacks, you get the Arcane Lightning, and you will either apply one of these effects depending on your attunement, and same goes with the Arcane Blast. Just a second. Blast your foe with energy for critical damage. Yeah, deals not so much damage, but the extra blind is pretty nice. Cooldown is good, and the range of 1500 is pretty perfect. Then the last one, I was just thinking about, yeah, that I can use it one more time. Then on air, one with air. This is also really important trait line, gains super speed when attuning to air, and you will have the ability to get air up every time you crit, as I mentioned earlier. Super speed, you will walk 66% fast or something like that. Raging Storm, critically striking a foe grants fury, gain ferocity while under the effects of fury. Every time you crit, you will have 2 seconds of fury. I thought you would get a little bit longer, but never mind. And ferocity, which means when you crit, you will deal more damage. Again, that's pretty nice. And the last trait line here will be, what's the name of it? Who knows it? Fresh Air, yeah. Recharge air attunement on a critical hit. Gain a ferocity boost when attuning to air. Yeah, extra crit damage one more time, but the damage will be still pretty meh. Because, yeah, what's the name of it? Elementalist got nerfed on damage quite a lot. And that's really sad, especially Fresh Air, because it's a core build. It will be really fun to have huge damage output. And this skill just recharges air every time you crit with another attunement up. And as you saw, you can just let your auto attack on air attack the enemy and swap attunements, because it has an auto attack chain and it will hit the enemy multiple times until it's just finished. And while you change your attunement, you will be on earth while just attacking the enemy with air 1 attack and therefore crit. Because of, I don't know how many hits it has, one of them will at least crit. Signet of Restoration grants health, and you can just use it. You can see it here. The passive Aura of Restoration will just stay here. Signet of Air as well. I don't know why it bugged here. When you are in combat, it will not bug, but it looks like it's bugging. But in combat, it has the 20 seconds cooldown. Arcane Shield to block damage. I thought it would have been a blast finisher once, but I don't know, they might change it. Yeah, depending on the attunement, as I said, you will get a boon. Not a boon, a condition onto the enemy player. And Arcane Blast on air to blind enemy players, as I mentioned earlier as well. That's pretty huge. On earth, Immobilize. I have always to guess a little bit. Tornado, the elite skill, also really important because it allows you to go into your tornado form. You will have stability, increased HP, and you are just able with the Debris Tornado to knock back enemy players. That's pretty huge when you have to escape or to just interrupt an enemy from using his healing skill and then to just burst enemy players again. And you can see it here, that's how you should kite around. You can deal damage while just walking, turn around, walk, and make good use of your blinds. And you can see it here, you will get also fury when you crit an enemy player, which I'm not able to show you here. But you will stack some nice mites here if you do it properly, and yeah, you can just deal damage to enemy players while walking and kiting around. That's really important. Yeah, I almost explained everything here, so there's not much to explain. I'm gonna skip the video a little bit and go next to the golems, which I will just show you a little bit how to damage and just what you can do here. On earth, you can just auto attack. Let me just see. Auto attack here, swap while having the auto attack up, and then just try to kite around a little bit. It will not work always with the auto attack, but you can just do it like this, and again, auto attack, swap attunement, go back to air, and then just back again, auto attack, back to, I don't know, yeah, boom. Almost 5k damage with fire 4, but that's like the max damage that you can have here on golems, and the rest of your damage will be not so great. And as you can see it here, every time I swap my attunements, I will also get a buff. Boom, but that's not so huge. The best is just on earth, that you get protection, and the other ones, regeneration and some extra might, are just meh. The might stacks could have been at least a little bit longer, a longer duration to be good and really effective, but other than that, it's not so special. And you can see it here again as well, the blinds, that's what the build is all about. Dealing some damage, running around, kiting, deal more damage, and just perma blind the enemy player, trying to interrupt some decent skills here. Unblockable, air 5, and you can do just quite some work. And with the super speed, as you can see it here, you're just really free to move around. You will get super speed each time that you swap to air, and you can swap to air as many times as you want, and that means just huge mobility to you, and that just also will give you survivability because fresh air is really squishy. People who play it for the first time will have a really hard time, but just try it out and practice. That's all what you can do here. Signet of air to blind. Arcane shield can blind as well. I wanted to count it. 1 blind, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 on earth as well. So you will have on this build 6 abilities that will allow you to blind enemy players. 1 to reflect projectiles and the other one to absorb. And then you will have the 2 CCs. And what do you get else? 1 invulnerable, obsidian flash, for your survivability. Meanwhile, you will be not able to cap points, but it will just be for your survivability, and so you can go to air and just run away. Obsidian flash on air with super speed. The 3 seconds that you are invulnerable, you can go with 3 seconds of super speed, hide behind a pillar or a wall, and just recover a little bit and try to be annoying. And of course, you have use of chill, which will decrease the movement speed from enemy players, and the recharge rate, and that's also pretty nice while you kite around. You are just really annoying. And that was it now. I hope you enjoyed this video, and for any questions, feel free to ask me in-game or under this video. And of course, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel only if you like to. If not, don't do it. That was Happy No with the Fresh Air Core Elementalist. And I see you in my next videos, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a beautiful, wonderful day, and I see you in my next videos. Hope you enjoyed this one. And yeah, see you. Bye bye, guys.